Watch as this Trump supporter self-destructs over the possibility of another Trump loss in this election.
If he were to lose again, what would that mean for the country in your opinion?
You mean if President Trump was to lose for the first time? He's never lost a presidential election. Well, yeah, he had a historic turnout. 81 million people have never turned out for a presidential election. You know were you up on election day? Were you up when they stopped counting, which has never happened before, until they calculated how many fake votes that were trucked in the middle of the night, when they were pounding plywood over the counter windows that are mandated that you have observers, and they pounded plywood so the count couldn't be observed?
Yikes, she kind of spiraled there. Didn't take the question that well. At least this guy takes it a little bit better.
I don't think he's going to lose. I really honestly believe in my heart that man was put here for a reason. I think he was anointed. I think he's protected. And the love he shows for this country is not fake. It's real. You can feel it. You can sense it. There's a reason why there's all these people here to see this man.
Jeez, that's who they think he is. Jesus. And yet, Trump's still complaining about the 2020 election. But watch as he sets up an option to claim about cheating in the 2024 election.
We also have to run our country. It's nice to be nice. It's nice to be good. We got to run our country. Our country's in trouble. Our country might not survive. I'll tell you what, if we don't win this election, I don't think our country's going to survive. I will say it. And I've never said that publicly, I don't think. Because if we don't win on November 5th, I think our country is going to cease to exist. It could be the last election we ever have. I actually mean that. We don't win. I think this could be the last election we ever have. That's where our country's going.
There he is, putting fear in his supporters that if we lose, we can't lose. It'll be the last election ever. And even Republicans know that he's not going to accept a loss this year.
Governor, do you expect the former president to accept the results, say, in Iowa or New Hampshire, given the unfounded claims about fraud in 2020?
If Trump loses, he will say it's stolen no matter what. Absolutely, he will try to delegitimize the results. He did that against Ted Cruz in 2016, and he will do that. I mean, even when The Apprentice didn't get an Emmy, he said.
If we got to win this election, this is the most important. When we win, if we win, I got to say if we win, because these guys, they cheat, and they did. If we could have an honest election, they would have no chance of winning. And we think we have it pretty well locked up. But they are professional thieves when it comes to elections, and you know that better than anybody.
That was Ron DeSantis during the primaries saying that if Trump loses, he's going to say that it was stolen. And he even said back in the day when he wasn't nominated for an Emmy, he was saying that the fix was in. So throughout his history, people know Trump does not accept a lie. And when it was the Emmys, it was fine. It was laughable. Who cared? But once it was the election in 2020, we all saw with our own eyes what happened. That led to the attack on the Capitol where people were killed and democracy was almost overthrown. We almost lost our country as a whole as they were attacking the Capitol. They were going to hang Mike Pence. They were going to possibly scalp Pelosi. Who knows what else they would have done. And now to see the evolution of what they've been setting up for the past 4 years, where those people who first attacked the Capitol, originally the MAGA folks were saying that those people were Antifa. Then a little while later they said, no, it was the FBI. Then a little while later they said they were just tourists. Then a little while later, they said they were patriots. And now, the most recently, they are called hostages because they're being held in a situation where they shouldn't be held. But we all saw with our own eyes that they were committing crimes. And they've been taken to court and been found to be found guilty. And yet, what Donald Trump and his surrogates are doing is they're setting up another January 6th by saying that we can't lose, the left is going to cheat, watch how they cheat. This whole idea of the first lady that you saw where she goes, I went to bed and we were winning and then I woke up and they stopped counting. That's how mail-in ballots work. They come in and then you count them. And somebody is going to lose, but they might be winning in the beginning. That's just how it works. We have one of the most secure and free and fair elections. Even Republicans who were in the Trump administration told him that he lost. Even Bill Barr, who helped him get out of the whole Russia scandal, was someone who we've seen videos now in the January 6th hearings. He was saying, I told him he lost, that there wasn't fraud to a point where he could win. And we've seen with our own eyes that he called the Secretary of State over there in Georgia and asked for 11,000 votes. So if anything, he was the one trying to commit fraud. And yet here we are with a Supreme Court that has made him immune, with a situation where, now after the attempted assassination attempt on his life, his people are even more believing that he has been sent by God, that he's Jesus. And they're looking, not just them, but now mainstream media is looking past all of the bad stuff that he did, including the mismanagement of COVID early on. Remember early on with COVID, he was like, don't worry about it, weather's gonna get warm and it'll just go away. And the messaging that he had put out that way. Remember also the kids in cages. Remember that he asked Zelensky, a foreign president, to do something to help his then rival Biden lose in the election. So he was impeached once for that. Impeached last for trying to actually lead an insurrection. And anyone who's got eyes saw. He sat there, he waited, he saw as they were attacking the Capitol. And the next day or day of, you had Republicans like Kevin McCarthy and Mitch McConnell and many of the others saying he's done. He's at Lindsey Graham. There's that famous video of Lindsey Graham who goes, I'm done, I'm out. And yet they all came back and they kissed the ring. Why? Because his base is so mesmerized and so impassioned by this guy. They've really drank the Kool-Aid, and they're a base that these other Republicans want. And so a lot of these Republicans did not dare step up and basically say, look, this guy is ruining America. He's a megalomaniac. He cares about himself only. This whole thing that he was sent by God to look after us. He's getting rich off these people. If he's really this billionaire that doesn't need anything, then he should say, look, don't send me any more money. I got this. But they keep sending him money for his court cases. And then he was able to help them get their Supreme Court justices in power, and we saw what they did. They took away Roe v. Wade. They gave him almost absolute immunity under official acts. He can now, if he becomes president in this next election, he can say, you know what, arrest Joe Biden, it's an official act. Arrest all of my rivals, it's an official act. And the Supreme Court has said he can get away with it. So what you got to look at is this is something that's been in the plans for a long time. You got people like Roger Stone. You got people like Alex Jones. You got people like Steve Bannon. All these people have wanted the executive to have this much power to be able to do what it wants to do. And then, unfortunately, the situation we got with Biden on the other side is that as people are losing faith and possibly not voting for Biden, you're having members of Congress and senators saying we may lose the House and the Senate. If we lose the House and the Senate and the presidency and they've got the courts, game over. Game over. As soon as this video's done, I want you to just Google Project 2025. It's no joke. They have plans of how to put their own loyalists into the federal government and just do whatever they want. They want to lift all of the climate regulations. It's all backed, by the way, by billionaires who just want their companies to be able to do whatever they want and make more money. They want to be able to implement whatever religious-backed ideologies that they have. So if you're someone who's got a relative or a friend who's not a hardcore Christian, someone who's an LGBTQ community, in the LGBTQ community, someone who's a person of color, they're coming after your friends and relatives. They want to deport 11 million people just on day one. How does that happen? Practically speaking, how does that even get implemented? If they were to bring the National Guard into each state and just set up checkpoints along the way, they should be picking brown people, going, pull over, you look like you're illegal, let's get you out of here. And besides that, they think about the economic effects of kicking out those immigrants who, if you kick them out, who's going to pick your fruits? Who's going to pick your vegetables? What's going to happen to the cost of food in America as all of this chaos happens? You can also Google what a lot of economists are saying. They're saying a lot of Trump's plans are not good for the economy in America. And this is all based on the idea that people are forgetting all of the crimes, all of the things that he committed because of the attempted assassination, because of the Republican National Convention, because of Biden's poor performance in the debate and all the other gaffes he's had. People are starting to forget all the negative stuff and all of the attacks he made on groups that were of the minority. And they're getting prepared now so that if they lose, they're gonna get their army going again, and they might attack the Capitol and they might attack multiple capitals. But these people, they've lost their minds and they have access to weapons. And so they're setting this up. Not one of these people. You see guys like Tim Scott. You've got other people who get on the news, and the news anchor goes, if Trump loses, will you accept the loss? And all of them just circle. They don't answer. They go, no, Trump's going to win. Yes, but if he loses, will you accept the loss? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. No, in America, we should be able to say, yes, I will accept the loss. If the Trump loses and we take it to court and he still has lost, we'll accept the loss. And they're not saying that. They're saying the opposite. They're saying that there's no way in hell he's going to lose, and if he loses, it was cheating. They say the thing the lady said, did you know that Trump had the most votes ever, and you're telling me that Biden beat him and had even more votes? They go, you're telling me that Biden was more popular than Barack Obama? He got more votes than Barack Obama? I'm telling you that by the end of 4 years of Donald Trump, there were so many people that were sick and tired of Donald Trump that I don't think necessarily they were voting for Joe Biden as much as they were voting against Donald Trump. And now Trump's been gone for 4 years, and they've forgotten about all of his totalitarian and all of his dictatorial policies. And so some of those people are jumping back on the Trump train, forgetting that this guy is a dictator, forgetting that the people that are coming into power with him are dictators, and they want to discriminate, they want power, and it's going to be an ugly situation. So I hope that you register to vote blue, vote for Biden, vote for Kamala, vote for a flat tire. I don't care who's running for the Democratic side. Vote for them, because if you don't, read Project 2025 and you'll see what happens. All right? I'm comedian Maz Jobrani. I've got a special on YouTube. It's called The Birds and the Bees. Watch it. If you like it, tell your friends. It's free. If you don't like it, keep it to yourselves. Thank you.